Be careful what you say around the yokai. The yokai may get bullied a lot around the Phasmo community because it's not the smartest ghost out there, but it can still be very deadly. I'm going to show you everything that you need to know to make you a yokai expert and avoid saying things like hide and seek. First, let's look at the evidence that a yokai has. So yokai will have ghost orbs, dots, and then a spirit box. But you need to be very careful when using the spirit box around the yokai though, which I will explain in further detail here in a little bit. When looking at the journal entry for the yokai, it states that yokais are attracted to human voices and that the strength of the yokai is that talking near a yokai will increase its chance of an attack and anger it. What this means in game terms is that when your sanity is at 80% or less, then talking near a yokai will have the possibility of triggering a hunt. This is where that spirit box evidence comes back into play, because to use a spirit box, you have to talk near the ghost so that way you can get the response. So always keep that in mind if you do think that the ghost could be a yokai. Go along with this, you should be doing this in general, but always make sure that you are using push to talk and not voice always on. If you're playing multiplayer and constantly talking and the voice is on permanently, then you're going to have a much higher chance that the yokai will do an early hunt. So what exactly does a hunt triggered by talking to a yokai look like? Well, let's take a look at this clip. Guess you're over here. Hello, 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 hello. There we go. That's how you trigger a hunt with the yokai. All right, now we're going to speed this part up because we will not die, of course. And then we're going to go back into the van, and then you're going to see that our sanity is at 72%, which normally the ghost cannot hunt you at, but since we talked near the yokai, it triggered the hunt. Now, the weakness of the yokai is that when hunting, it can only hear voices close to it. In game terms, this means that when the yokai is hunting, it will only hear player's voice if push-to-talk is off and you are within 2.5 meters of the ghost. So chances are your push-to-talk is on, and this is really not going to matter, especially as you get more experience. But the same 2.5 meter radius is also the same for any electronic equipment. Now, most of the other ghosts in the game will detect electronic equipment within 7.5 meters. Yokai, it still sticks with 2.5 meters. This is really tough to see in a hunt, but one of the great places is on Willow Street. So let's take a look here at the yokai not detecting my flashlight and coming right to me. See, we have our flashlight on and it's not... You could see where the yokai was. Any other ghost that would have been in range for it. Now we're going to take a look at if this ghost is a possibility in nightmare mode or anything less than 3 evidence. How would you go about identifying it? Really, this is one of the more difficult tests for a ghost that you're going to face. Like we just saw on Willow Street, you're going to be able to determine more easily because you can use that living room door as a see-through glass to see if the ghost is going to come to you. However, also in that clip, there is examples of the ghost spawning right there because it was in the kitchen and coming right into the living room by chance anyways, which messes up the testing. On other maps, what you want to try to do is to be far away but still on the same floor as the ghost. Some maps easier than others to do this, and then turn on your electronic equipment, preferably a flashlight because that's going to be more easier to test, and then making sure that you are holding a lighter and a smudge stick as well, so if the ghost does come to you, you can rule out if it's a yokai or not, and still be safe and survive. The other way is just going to be talking a lot around the ghost to try to trigger the hunt, especially if you know that you do have higher sanity. But really the easiest that I find with this is just to try to eliminate every other ghost before the yokai. The yokai test can definitely be more unreliable when compared to tests for other ghosts, so I like to try to rule out the other ghost first. Knowing the characteristics of ghosts is super important even when not in nightmare, because sometimes ghosts can be very stubborn when giving you other pieces of evidence. So if you are still struggling to determine the ghost type, then I have a great video here that will show you how to easily find and identify the ghost. So I'll see you over there.